Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. And in this video, I will cover some popular interview question that you can come across when the subject is system design for YouTube. So YouTube is an extremely popular social media platform for video sharings where users upload. There are multiple users uploading videos in different formats such as long form videos, shorts, live streams, and each day YouTube gets 200 billion watch hours across their entire platform. So you can imagine how massive this uh, software is. So it's important to understand how do they scale and serve billions of users seamlessly every single day. So let's just I'll ask Claude that I'm a fresher appearing for YouTube. I'm a full stack developer uh, as a fresher and take my interview on the subject system design for YouTube. I'm a full stack developer. Okay, let me give this prompt to Claude and see what response I get. I will say do not go through my files. I want to see what questions you come up with. Got it, no file reading, just the interview. Okay, what core feature would you include in V1 as a fresher level, not the full YouTube? What are the key functional requirements you list? What non-functional requirements matter most for a system like this? Take your best shot. I'll follow up based on your answer. So, um, functional requirement. I would say the first one is do not block the user when I'll say functional requirement. Do not block the user when they are uploading. Hand this over to a job queue. Second, multiple resolutions should be supported for various devices and networks. Third, I would say no clue. I'll move on to non-functional requirement. Use CDNs for low latency. अभी बस मेरे दिमाग में इतना ही ख्याल आ रहा है. So you jump straight to two of the trickier technical requirements: async upload processing. That's actually a common mistake at fresher level. Interview want to see your scope, the product was then derived requirement. Let me push that. Okay, ठीक है. You listed don't block on upload and multi-resolution as functional. Those are more like design, decision, solution, not requirement. Okay, functional requirement describe what the system does. So list 4-5 functional requirement in play. What can users do? Okay. For non-functional, you can say you said CDN for low latency, but CDN again is a solution. What's the actual requirement the CDN solves for? And can you name one or two more non-functional requirements beyond latency? Think about read, write, or a video platform and scale. So there's a functional requirement में मैं ये लिख देता हूँ, upload videos, watch videos, then like, share, subscribe. Seriously guys, like, share, subscribe for this video also. Fourth one, और क्या करते हैं भाई, यूट्यूब पे यही तो करते हैं, इससे ज़्यादा और फंक्शनल रिक्वायरमेंट क्या हो सकती है? Search for videos. Fifth is if owner of YouTube channel can watch the analytics. The YouTube channel can see his analytics. For non-functional requirement, I would say uh, multiple regions for low latency. Um, use both SQL and NoSQL DB. थर्ड हमारा हो गया आई डोंट नो, अब देखते हैं क्या रिस्पॉन्स मिलता है क्लाउड की तरफ से. फंक्शनल लिस्ट इज सॉलिड, गुड कवरेज, अपलोड, that's a realistic V1 scope. Non-functional site still needs work. You again naming solution multi-region instead you for. Let me direct about the pattern I'm seeing. Then Riaz. Non-functional requirement, properties or constraint, and functional requirement. Interviewer grade you on whether you can state the requirement before jumping to the fix. It shows your understanding, not just what's trending. Try again for YouTube. ठीक है, अब मैं बोलता हूँ ओके, fine. So you tell me how to answer this question. How to answer this question. और पहला क्वेश्चन क्या था? What core feature would you include in V1 as fresher level system design, not the full scale YouTube? ठीक है, अभी मैं इसको कॉपी कर लेता हूँ and then I'll open my Excel draw and I'll keep a note of this. Okay, got it. No file reading, just the interview. Let's start. Imagine I'm your interview. You asked to design YouTube video sharing platform at a high level. Before jumping into the architecture, how would you scope this? What core features would you include in V1? अच्छा हाँ ठीक है, यहाँ पे है. Fair enough. Let me show you the reasoning, then you'll be able to generate these yourself next time. How to derive non-functional requirement. For each one, ask what quality does the user or system need, not what tools do I use. High read to write ratio. YouTube has always more watchers than uploader. Millions watch a video for every one person who uploads it. So requirement system must be optimized for read heavy traffic, should scale independently of writes. Availability over strict consistency. If your like count shows 1204 versus 1206 for two different users for a few seconds, nobody cares. But if the video itself 404, that's bad. So, so it should prefer availability over strict consistency. Users across the world expect a video to start playing under 1 or 2 seconds, not buffer. Playback latency must be low regardless of user geographical. System must handle massive scales, hundreds and millions of user billions of watch hour and traffic spike. For example, a video going viral. Upload video data must never be lost once upload is confirmed. Okay. The pattern to remember state requirement, then justify with a real world why. Now I want to move to the next stage, rough architecture, high level components, or do you want to redo the non-functional list first using this framework? So ठीक है, I would like to do the non-functional, but let me just cover the points of this prompt. इसको मैं छोटा कर देता हूँ ना, वरना दिक्कत होगी इसको पूरा डिस्प्ले करने में. So the first one is there are more viewers than there are more viewers than uploaders, which means it should be it is read heavy. Second, prefer availability over consistency. यहाँ पे लिख दूंगा मैं यहाँ as a reason a video can get millions of viewers but the video is few videos can get one videos have multiple I'll say one video has multiple viewers, kind of like one to many relationship, uh, uh, like one to many relationship. uh, Showing stale like counts or view counts is okay, but throwing error for such a trivial data is not good. The video should always be available to watch. Third one is availability over consistency. The third क्या था? Low latency. Okay, low latency. तो मैंने भी तो यही बोला था इसको. अच्छा, I set this in non-functional requirement. इसलिए low latency. So low latency regardless of users location, the playback should be within 1-2 seconds. Fourth, high scalability. There are hundreds and millions of users So the system should be able to handle the load and should be scalable. And fifth, this is a bonus: once upload is successful, do not lose its metadata. ठीक है, I want to do this for non-functional requirement also before moving on to the rough height. So good practice. Restate in your own words. Read and write pattern, latency, scalability. Write them out one by one in plain English, like you're saying them out loud. Don't worry about sounding polished. Just get the idea right first. But isn't these are functional requirements? Good question. This confusion is extremely common, so let's nail it. What the system does, how well the system does it. अबे यार एक तो every time I get confused between these two terms. मैं क्या करता हूँ, एक डायग्राम क्रिएट कर देता हूँ which says requirements and ये दो तरह के हो गए. Functional and non-functional. A functional requirement: user can upload a video, user can search, user can like. The system must stay fast even for. It's not a feature, it's quality that applies across the. You you can't click a button to demo this. You need to load, test it, kill server or measure. Can a user click something to trigger this? If yes, it's functional. If it's about speed, scalability, okay, quick test. If user can click something to trigger this, it's functional requirement. But if it's about speed, scalability, reliability, then it's non-functional requirement. So system must handle read heavy traffic, non-functional. Like count can be slightly stale, non-functional. User can upload a video is functional and action. The upload must succeed even under it's a non-functional requirement. Does that distinction click now? If yes, try restating those five in your own words. Um, okay, let's move on to the next questions. The rough high-level architecture of YouTube. Let's move on to the next question. High level architecture. You've got the requirement, now sketch the high level. You got the requirement, user upload the video needs to be transcoded into multiple resolution, millions of users can watch videos. Walk me through what are the major service components will break this system into. Think in terms of separate responsibility, don't just say backend. How does the upload workflow end to end? For the moment the user hits upload to the video being watchable, roughly use database would you use for? Take your time, this is the meatiest question. So if a user uploads a video, okay, it goes to a backend service, I would say API या load balancer हो गया हमारा. From there it will go to a transcoding process to create multiple codecs and resolution, uh, which is also called adaptive bitrate streaming. I think it's stored to a blob, store in a blob, and metadata goes in a SQL DB, in a DB. Let's just, I don't want to specify which DB right now, and adaptive bitrate streaming, and then this is given in multiple regions, CDN for faster latency. That's a good skeleton. The workflow is right. Let's tighten it up with the details. We'll actually poke you upload blob storage plus metadata, adaptive bitrate CDN. Gaps add push. You skipped the async queue part earlier. You correctly said don't block users. Where did that go? Walk me through after the raw video. Multiple codecs. What actually produces those? Name the component. It's one giant service, or would you break it into separate split chunks? Users experience gap. If transcoding takes 5 to 10 minutes for a long video, what does the user see on YouTube during that time? What state is the video in? You said metadata singular, but you also earlier said use both. Now the moment to actually apply that, what data would you put in relational DB versus non-SQL? I would say for analytics you use go for non SQL database, and for NoSQL um, I don't know, tags. Today it feels exactly like I'm giving an interview. Okay, so the question 2 was design the high level architecture for YouTube. Question 2 is design high level architecture of YouTube. So before I draw the answer that I've given. I would like to answer these questions so that जब मैं अपना architect draw कर रहा हूँ, so I have addressed these issues. So you skip the async queue part. It will be given at the time of upload. Async queue will be used for uploading multiple codecs. What actually produces those? Split into chunk, encode each one in parallel, reassemble. You might want to parallelize this video per video. अच्छा, तो फिर encoding process को भी break करना है. So it's broken into chunks, and those chunks are again encoded and then reassembled. Third, if transcoding takes 5 to 10 minutes longer, the user can still use the app without blocking due to the async nature of upload. And fourth one, metadata goes in SQL DB and for analytics. Since a YouTube channel can have videos, shorts, live, a channel can be taken as NoSQL document. Your reasoning correct, 1-3. Let's sharpen async queue. Right idea, but be precise. It's not used for uploading. The upload itself can be synchronous. The queue is used to trigger transcoding after upload completes. ठीक, which pushes a message, video ID, blob URL into a queue. Chunk parallel, good. You should add why parallelization cut transcoding time roughly linearly with chunk counts, which matters a lot for long video. Processing isn't watchable public until at least one resolution is ready. करेक्ट कैसे? मैंने बोला कि ब्लॉक नहीं होना चाहिए. As processing and isn't watchable. This is the one to fix. You said metadata goes to issue analytics, view engagement, actually classic case for NoSQL. So if a channel having you pick NoSQL, just one too many which SQL handles fine. Core structure, data with relation, user, channel, description, need consistency. Like, count, history, recommendation, high write volume, flexible schema doesn't need strong consistency or joins. Separate specialized or Elasticsearch for full text video search, not SQL or journal. Often a time series, OLAP store. So quick check for you. Why is SQL a bad fit for view count if a video is watched a million times? Think about what SQL does on every write. Logs transition versus counter NoSQL store does. Because we don't need consistency, we prefer availability. इसलिए that is not stored in SQL. Okay, so let's answer this question. क्या है user uploads a video, goes to a API or load balancer, API या load balancer, और उसके बाद हमारा होता है ट्रांसकोडिंग। ठीक है, ट्रांसकोडिंग या और अडेप्टिव बिट रेट। तो दिस इज नॉट वन सिंगल प्रोसेस, इसको अगेन मल्टीपल हिस्सों में चंक किया जाता है, ब्रेक इनटू चंक्स, break into smaller chunks for okay. Then step 2 is transcode each chunk, and then step 3 reassemble the transcoded chunks. So this is step 1, step 2 and step 3. बट मैंने स्टिल ये जो इश्यूज है एड्रेस नहीं किए हैं। So this all happens in ये सब होता है एक रीजन में जहाँ पे यूजर ने अपलोड किया है। लेट्स से आई वुड से let's just say the user was based in EMEA region, EMEA यूरोप मिडल ईस्ट एशिया बोलते हैं, ठीक है। फिर आई वुड से region region 2 region 3 etc. जितने भी रीजन है, इट्स नॉट दैट सिंस देयर 7 कॉन्टिनेंट तो 7 ही रीजन होते हैं। जैसे आपके मुंबई सर्वर हो गए, फिर कुछ चेन्नई में होता है, सिंगापुर में होते हैं, तो उधर भी मल्टीपल रीजन्स होते हैं एक रीजन के अंदर। बट ओवरऑल मैं बता रहा हूँ कैसा दिखता है। region 2, 3, and then I will say and this is region name. तो ये जो 4 पॉइंट्स है इनको कहाँ पे एडजस्ट करूँगा मैं? ठीक है, ये तो कर दिया चंक पैरेलली इनकोड एंड देन रीअसेंबल, दिस इज डन. सो मैं इसको एक बार कॉपी करके दे देता हूँ. इज माई रफ आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ यूट्यूब लुक्स गुड? क्या देख पाएगा कि नहीं? So this is my rough high level architecture. So my doubt is where to place the async queue and the SQL and NoSQL DB. Nice diagram, good instinct to separate by region and to break out 3 transcoding pipeline. Let's place the missing where the queue goes. ठीक है, API load balance blob storage. Okay, ये मैंने मिस कर दिया. Push to a message queue, then transcoding workflow pulls from the queue. तो यहाँ पे आएगा हमारा async queue. With the data right after upload, before transcoding, API writes the metadata. After reassembling the is finished, updates the same SQL plus the final blob URL for CDN to pull from. Set separately off to the side, return to by different service entirely. It's hit when a user watches a video. Okay. तो यहाँ पे हमारा आ जाएगा NoSQL DB. a blob storage for the raw video, एंड उसके बाद पुश टू अ मैसेज क्यू। यहाँ पे आ जाएगा पुश टू अ मैसेज क्यू। और जब हम पुश करेंगे तो हम क्या क्या भेजेंगे? वी विल सेंड द video id and the blob url, video id and the blob url। चलो डायग्राम को मैं बाद में रिफाइन कर दूंगा। अभी के लिए पुश टू ए मैसेज क्यू, ट्रांसकोडिंग और अडैप्टिव बिट रेटिंग, 3 step pipeline between reassemble and the seed there, that's where transcoding output gets pushed to original block storage। भाई अभी इतना मतलब ये तो कुछ भी नहीं है, ये तो हाई लेवल सिस्टम डिज़ाइन है। इसके बाद सीडी एंड कैश और भी चीज़ें आएंगी, बट ओवरऑल जनरली ये होता है बिहाइंड द सीन्स। तो ठीक है, थैंक यू गाइस सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग। दिस इज वेयर आई वुड लाइक टू एंड माई लाइव स्ट्रीम, एंड thank you so much for watching। GG।